Hello chic friends, this is Fiona from howtobechic.com and today I am recording a video for you from my office, and I have a ruckus under my desk with two small dogs as per usual. So a reader has written to me, sent me a message, and I thought it would make a really good topic for a video because I think it's quite a common thing. And so what I'll do is read out her message to me first. It's with her permission, but I'm not going to say her name. So she has said, "Dear Fiona, I made a mistake and told my sister about my dream to be an etiquette and image coach. Huge mistake. She told me that I will never be successful. How can I get my joy back for a career I know I would excel in, but have lost my enthusiasm for?" So first of all, my heart broke a little bit because it takes a lot of courage to tell somebody your dreams and to have them pour cold water on it. More than cold water, I mean, it's quite, quite cruel really, what this lady had to hear. But it just shows me that others can't see your dream like you can. No matter what that dream is, whether you want to be an image and an etiquette coach, or you want to be a stay-at-home cat mum, or you want to be a writer, or you want to start your own business making hand knits and selling them in a store or online. There's so many dreams that are as individual to each of us as our fingerprints, and I don't know what it is. Well, I guess I do. What it is, why other people sometimes might not support you, and it could be those closest to you, is because there's actually quite a few different reasons. So I'll list off all the ones I can think of. The first thing I can think of is that they think they know you. And even people that might have known you for all of your life or most of your life, they don't really know what's on the inside, especially if you haven't shown them a lot of it, because a lot of us are quite shy to talk about our big dreams and the things that we really want. And they sort of think, well, she's been this way in the past. She's always had, like for me, it was office jobs in the past. So what makes her think she can be an image and etiquette coach? And another thought that why people might not be supportive of you is because it shines a light on their life, and they think, well, I'm just going to my office job. I mean, I'd love to flossy around and be an image or etiquette coach, but I wouldn't have the guts to, and who gave me permission to do that anyway? I just need to live my normal life, so I think you should as well. And so that's just two reasons. I mean, what else can we think of? Probably jealousy, that probably goes along with the fact that they think they can only live a mediocre life, if you like, and think, well, I have to plod along, you should have to as well. And what I'm here to say to everybody today, and to myself, because I need to hear this as well sometimes, is that don't give up on your dreams, and you have to be a little bit selfish about it. And selfish is a word that it's a bad thing, you know. It's bad to be selfish. It's bad to not put other people first, etc. But to actually live your life, you have to sit down and have a think about all the things that really light you up, all the things that really ring your bell, make you so excited and happy to think about, and then just start plugging them into your life. And if possible, make them part of how you like part of your job, how you earn your money, because what greater joy could there be in doing something that's creative and really fills you up on the inside, but that also provides something really cool for other people? Because I've been to a few I've been to a colour consult before, which I loved, and I still have it, even though it was probably in the early 90s when it was a thing, first came out, and probably in the 1980s even, maybe, colours came out, like Colour Me Beautiful is who I went through. And I've always loved the thought of charm schools and etiquette coaches and just learning how to be elegant or more elegant, like polishing what you've already got. So for me, I would think, oh, I would love to go to somebody like that, especially if they were in my area, or if they did like a YouTube video or an online course, if they weren't in my country or my town. But then other people, it's not their thing. So this reader's sister, it might not be her thing. She might be a very practical person or a tomboy person that isn't so much into fashion, and she thinks, well, that's not a thing, that's not real. But in this day and age, a lot more things are real than they used to be. And my example of writing my books and self-publishing, that didn't used to be a thing. You used to have to wait for permission from a publisher if they thought you were a good bet that they could sell your books. But these days, anybody that has a passion for what they believe and want to share with the world, anybody can share that information in whatever way they choose to, whether it's on a blog, self-publishing a Kindle book, or setting themselves up as a coach. And I know I probably, before I got into my online courses that I like to take from time to time to better myself, or do some personal development, or just learn from people that I admire, I probably thought, oh, life coach, what's that thing? But now I know that they're actually a really, there's good and bad ones, I'm sure, but they are a very big part of the future. And I think it's one of the fastest growing industries, and for good reason, because it sometimes takes somebody else, whether it's an etiquette coach or a fashion stylist or a life coach, it takes somebody else to look at you, at your style, at the things that you're saying, which is means like what's on the inside. It takes somebody else to look at that and see it from an outsider's perspective and advise you, like say, look, you might say that you want to do this, but all the sort of between the lines of what you're saying means, like, tells me that you don't really believe you can do it. And the same with an image coach. You say that you want to be in this way. Like for me, it might be like, I love the French chic classic way of dress, but when I look in my wardrobe, it doesn't actually reflect that sometimes. So it's really helpful to have somebody look through your wardrobe and go by what you say you want and help you refine that image. And we actually had this same thing with an interior designer in the last probably 6 months. We met her in Napier, the town where I live nearby, in Hawke's Bay. And we bought our sofas and our wing chairs through her store. So she came up to our home and helped us choose paint colours, and based on what we said we loved. And it was Ralph Lauren style, English country style, but with a slight French twist and also on a budget. And so she helped us choose colours for the wallpaper, not wallpaper, paint, and how we could do it with our existing carpet, because it's good carpet and I don't want to replace it, and also choose some curtains, because there was some curtains that had been up for about 20 years and they were an abstract print that made me think of the 90s, and quite old and falling to bits as well, so we got to choose new curtains. So she was similar in that she took what we wanted and helped us turn it into reality, and that's what I think the coaching thing is. Right, let's go back to how you can feel like to pump your bubble up again after somebody's bursted. That's the best way to describe it. How I go about it, if I've had my happy bubble punctured, is that I basically, sorry to look at you with my mouth open while I'm thinking. Basically, I go back to my initial inspiration of what made me think I could do it in the first place, and I'm also really careful about who I tell. I'm just going to change arms here. I'm also really careful about who I tell, because what I've found is that other people won't have the enthusiasm that you do, because it's your thing, it's not their thing, and they might think, like they might be excited about different things, and so it's hard for them to get excited about your thing. You can see your excitement on the inside, but they can't. So, and another thing before I go on is that when I let out my excitement, some of the oomph behind it disappears. It's almost like you're letting air out of a balloon, and so I find it more helpful to keep all the excitement on the inside, and that way I can use it to power me to results. And when you've done something, like say finished a book, or and published it, or even just written the book without even publishing it, or setting yourself up as an image and etiquette coach, if you just go ahead and do that behind the scenes, nobody can pull you down and make you feel bad about it. And it also means that it's quite a nice feeling, like you're working industriously behind the scenes and you know what you're working towards, without having to sort of fend off other people's well-meaning advice, because they just want to protect you as well, the people that love you, and they think, well, I don't want her to get her hopes up and then nobody buys her services. Another really important thing to do is to surround yourself with people that do support you. There might be people in your real life that support you, like my husband's really supportive, he's great, which I'm pretty happy about, because the people that you live with, you see them most of the time, more than anybody else, so that's quite important. But even if the people in your household aren't supportive, it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that you probably won't tell them tons about it. And it's not that you're trying to hide it from them, it's more that you are protecting your own energy, but also not boring them with stuff that doesn't interest them. And so you can find out if there's people in your real life that will support you, but then get all your you don't really need validation. All you need is your own validation. Or the only person you really need to believe in yourself is you. So keep telling yourself, what I want is valid, what I want is real, and I deserve to have it. Why wouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? I mean, other people do it. Why not me? Why not you? But surround yourself with people online, whether it's people that you connect with, like online friends through Instagram or Facebook that you follow their stuff, or blogs, and you sort of have a similar, like it might be other people that want to train to be image and etiquette coaches, or people that do fashion online, like fashion blogs. You can either be friends with them, backwards and forwards, just by leaving comments and getting to know them, or you can just follow them and get inspiration and motivation and validation that they're doing it, and I'm just going to be inspired by them. And of course you'll put your own twist on it. I'm not saying to copy anybody, but everybody is inspired by everybody else. Even the big people that you might know of in whatever field you're interested in, they've been inspired by somebody else too, and it might be someone that wrote a book 50 years ago. It could be, the sort of, like a lot of people have Louise Hay as an example of someone that's sort of a role model for them. Even the big people, if that makes sense. Yeah, so get your inspiration from people that are doing it for themselves as well. It's really, really interesting that people that want to tell you that you can't do something aren't actually doing that much themselves. I don't have an example in my own life at the moment, but I can sort of probably think of times where people have given me advice on what my next book should be about, or the fact that that I write books at all, and that kind of thing. But when I look at what they're doing, they're not writing books, so thank you for your advice on how to write a book, but I'll probably take it from someone who's written a book. And often those people will not be happy in their own lives too, and they might have a bit of a moan about work or often things like that. And you think, well, I'm not going to take lifestyle advice from someone that's not exactly having a fun time themselves. And it's up to all of us to make our own fun. And I think stay in our own lane as well. It's really easy, and I've done it myself so many times, and I try and just about put my hand across my mouth when I start doing it again, because I still do it. When you just have some really good advice for somebody and you just want to tell them what to do. Nobody likes unsolicited advice. So I try not to do that. And when I get it, I just smile and say thank you, because people do it in a well-meaning way. And even if maybe, like my reader's sister, even if they say something quite cutting like that, you can say, oh, thank you for caring. Thank you for that, and smile, and then just do what you're going to do anyway. You don't need to try and change somebody's point of view. You don't need to tell them all the reasons why you will be successful at what you want to do. But you don't actually owe them that. If anything, think how rude it is. Think how rude it is that somebody pours cold water on your ideas and make you feel bad. Imagine, I often think about it, like if somebody, say, gave you unsolicited advice. I often think about it, if you switched it around and you said to that person, oh, do you know what? Yeah, I don't think you're that happy in your job because you complain about it a lot. Why have you ever thought about training to be a coach? Like, you would never say that to somebody, would you? Because it would be so rude to presume to know more about their lives than they do and their dreams. But people do it all the time, and especially with the newer things, maybe like coaching, that kind of thing. So, dear reader, and everybody else who's watching this, I hope this video has been helpful in going after your dreams and living your dream life by doing what you want to do. And even if you're happy in your job but just like to do things out of hours that are a bit out of the ordinary, just own them and enjoy them, and I wouldn't worry about what people think. I mean, the more you practice it, the easier it gets to do, and the more that you own it as well, like own your dreams and your loves, and you don't have to go telling everybody about them. Like, you don't have to go out into the street or go to a party and say, I really love knitting, challenge me on that it's old-fashioned and no one does it anymore, or something like that. You don't need to be that combative, but you can just be polite and interested in people and share if they ask. But if they don't, you don't need to tell them anything about it. You can just talk about movies and books and ask them annoying positive questions like, what's the best thing that happened this week, or that kind of thing, if you don't want to, because some people like to complain about stuff and that's a bit boring to listen to. So please tell me, have you ever had anybody, like, has this sparked off a time when you have had somebody mock what you might dream about doing, or a plan that you had? And tell me what you did about it. I'm sorry, I'm jiggling my camera. Tell me what you did about it. And I would also love to hear if there's any, like, a takeaway or an aha that you've got from this video. And also, what dream inside have you got that you think, well, maybe I will do something about it? Please share that with me as well, because I will support you. I will cheer you on, no matter what that dream is, as long as it's like nice to other people and animals. But I'm sure none of you would be not nice. So please tell me what your dream is, and that you might not have told anybody, and perhaps what is one tiny action step you're going to take towards it today. That's often quite a fun thing to do, isn't it? For me, I will share something that, it's not massive, but I have always dreamed of having a wardrobe, call me shallow, that is like a boutique, like walking into a curated boutique. And so I have decided that I'm going to start making that happen. It's not going to have anything in it that is dowdy or frumpy or unsexy, because when you're 47, frumpiness sneaks in the door and it starts saying to you, oh, you just want to be comfortable, don't you? But I don't want that. I want to get more stylish as I get older, and step more into the person that I want to sort of come across as. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be doing a filter of my wardrobe, and it's ongoing. I'm not going to have like one massive purge, but I'm just going to go through everything, and it's fun to just play around, take everything out, and curate little capsules for yourself to wear, and look at the upcoming season and see what excites you, and if anything doesn't excite you, like take it out and maybe put it into a holding area while you think about it. And if something really is not going to be the next level you, then you would perhaps put it into your donation box to get donated next time you're going past a charity store. So yes, that is my dream, to have my closet be like a bijou boutique, which is one of my chapters in my first 30 Chic Days book. And also I'll be doing some editing on the final edits on my 30 More Chic Days book, which is out soon. So I hope you join me in the comments for this video and let me know exactly what your dream is, and let's all cheer each other on and be each other's support team. This is Fiona Ferris from howtobechic.com, and thanks for joining me today.